Welcome to Newstime. Here's where we discuss issues that have larger political consequences. Today I want to talk to you about what the Supreme Court said about ED's ongoing investigation into TASMAC. It's not what the Supreme Court said on ED that is important for me, but the fact that Supreme Court has tentatively stalled the ongoing investigation of ED by ED into TASMAC. TASMAC is the liquor distribution arm of the Tamil Nadu state government. TASMAC has been under Tamil Nadu state government since 2003. Liquor and politics have a dangerous, interesting nexus in Tamil Nadu for several years, which is what makes this story extremely interesting. Before I go to details, let me tell you what led to this. There have been several TASMAC raids that have happened in the last few months, starting from March, and this is under ongoing inquiry of ED. And all of this started in March 2025, and this has given a lot of political headache to the ruling party of Tamil Nadu, DMK. The opposition, of course, lashed on to this, and it has been also accusing DMK of what the ED calls a 1,000 crore liquor scam. As people living in Delhi, we are very familiar with the liquor scam here, but remember, this is a different liquor scam that is erupting in Tamil Nadu with larger political consequences. Before we get into details, let me tell you what the Supreme Court said on ED today. The Supreme Court has said that ED was violating the federal structure. It said that it in fact asked what was the predicate offence under PMLA, which is why ED had to be brought in. It sought clarity. It has given 2 weeks to ED for a detailed reply. But most importantly, it has said that there could be offence against individuals, but there can't be offence against corporations. And TASMAC is a corporation. TASMAC stands for Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation. And what did the advocates who appeared for TASMAC and state government say in this regard? There is a very important highlight here. One is that on the 23rd of April, Madras High Court had dismissed the pleas that were filed by the state government and TASMAC with regard to these raids that were happening, because both TASMAC and Madras government and Tamil Nadu government had called them completely illegal and beyond the remit of ED. But Madras High Court had dismissed those pleas, and Madras High Court in fact had said that everything that was being done by ED was within its remit of jurisdiction. It also said that this was matter of procedure and that there was no harassment, something that TASMAC had claimed, and that it in fact alleged and accused the TASMAC of using women and rights of women as a shield to protect itself. In fact, it said that the whole allegation of violation of privacy as fundamental right was something that TASMAC was raising only as an afterthought, and all of that the ED was doing was just matter of procedure. Now, why was ED so confident about these TASMAC raids? Because ED is very clear that there is a scam that has taken place. ED says that it's almost a 1,000 crore scam, and that these allegations are to do with distilleries, breweries in the state that it says are siphoning off huge amounts of money, and that senior officials of TASMAC are also involved in this. ED says that it has already unearthed evidence that really show that there are fraudulent transactions that have taken place, and which is why this investigation is very important. Now, of course, TASMAC and the state government have responded very differently. Today, Kapil Sibal, Mukul Rothki were senior advocates who appeared, and they pointed out to one important thing. Of course, Kapil Sibal has said that 40 FIRs have been filed by the state government against state liquor outlets, and this has been going on since 2014. In fact, 41 FIRs have been filed from 2014 to 2021 itself by the state government, which is proof to the fact that the state government itself was investigating this case and that ED got into this much later. Mr. Rothki also pointed out to this very important concern around privacy, saying that high-ranking officials' phones were also confiscated and there could be misuse of data. Now, what did the TASMAC say? TASMAC said that this was a roving and fishing inquiry by ED and that individuals cannot be prosecuted just on the basis of allegations. TASMAC also said that all of this was an attempt to malign the state, specifically the TASMAC, before elections that are coming up. Which brings us to the politics of this. Remember, Tamil Nadu elections are coming up next year. It's going to be a multi-cornered fight with DMK as a ruling party. There's AIDMK, BJP on one side, and there's Vijay's TVK also there in the picture, which is why it has become a very interesting contest. DMK has to fight anti-incumbency. DMK has issues. DMK has been raising issues such as the language policy, the issue around NEET, or for that matter, the issue around federalism, governors, the fact that it has allegedly not been given dues that it deserves from the center, and also local welfare schemes such as the breakfast scheme or monthly income support scheme for women and free public transport for women. BJP and AIDMK have been cornering the DMK on corruption charges. TASMAC is one of them. Remember that, like I was telling you, liquor and politics have a very important, interesting, in some ways, dangerous nexus in Tamil Nadu. The state has seen incidents of spurious liquor even in the past, and just recently in Kalaikuruchi, 68 people died, which also put the DMK government in the dock there. And in fact, AIDMK has been saying that ED has been conducting these raids based on the complaints that were filed during its regime, which was between 2016 and to 2021, and majority of these FIRs were filed during that time. In fact, AIDMK started this campaign called Yaar Anda Thambi, which is basically to point out and ask questions of the DMK as to it knows these people who are being raided, and this is basically an inference to the connections that the people who are being raided have with DMK leadership. In fact, many of them who got raided are also seen as close associates of top DMK leadership. Amongst the people who got raided are also S. Vishakan, the managing director of TASMAC, and also other individuals such as Ratish and Akash Bhaskaran, who are seen as close to DMK leadership. But of course, remember that TASMAC is huge. It's the liquor distribution wing of Tamil Nadu government. It has 7,000 retail outlets, and it's important to know that this body has often faced allegations of politicization. It is not easy to have a bar or own a retail outlet. If you have political connections, it becomes all the more, it becomes easier, which is why TASMAC has always been seen as a political body. And the allegations against TASMAC now also include unaccounted billing, inflated prices, the surcharges on every bottle being charged rupees 10 to rupees 50 more than what the MRP is, also leads to illegal surcharges. And all of this also helps in creating a front for shadow trade in liquor, which also in some ways ensures that certain part of the trade does not come into government's legal supply chain, which is what corruption is all about. And that is something that needs to be looked into, which is why I think that this matter is going to have political consequences in the months to come. This, of course, is a relief for the DMK. Remember, yesterday was a setback that the party faced with the Madras High Court. Madras High Court stalling that move by DMK government that barred governors from appointing vice chancellors in universities. Madras High Court stalled that move, and that was a setback for the DMK. And today it's a relief for the DMK, because the raids that have been happening in Tamil Nadu had become a political headache for the DMK. The BJP, meanwhile, under Annamalai, I remember, had also given a white paper seeking changes to the liquor policy. Prohibition has been the stated policy of the center of the state for several years, but that has not been possible, because remember that TASMAC has also been seen as a cash cow by several governments. It's a high revenue earning body, and for a welfare state like that, several governments have justified its existence. But experts and also people who are concerned about the civil society have often recommended that there needs to be at least a reduction of 10% liquor shops, and there needs to be existence of TASMAC free zones in the state of Tamil Nadu, which is why there needs to be a balance, and of course a complete crackdown on spurious liquor. So what the Supreme Court said on ED is very important, that it is crossing all limits, and it is violating the principle of federalism. It comes as a relief for the DMK, but TASMAC, liquor, the issue of prohibition, and more importantly, the issue of corruption is going to be central to the campaign in Tamil Nadu, with the AIDMK and the BJP trying to corner DMK on charges of corruption, because several of its MPs already face allegations and they are under scrutiny of investigating agencies, which is why for the DMK this would come as a relief. But of course, with the matter also escalating in the days to come, it will have to watch out for any future signals.